Hey loves, this is Bobby and I'm here with another vlog. And this is going to be the first vlog of May. Can you believe it? We are already in May. I don't believe it. I'm just like, what is time at this point? But first, before I get into what I've read already, I have joined 2 readathons. One of them is May the Force Read With You, and you can check out that TBR. And then I'm also doing Desertathon, which is the game board style one, and you can check out that TBR. And I'm also doing the Book Democracy. I did the bingo board from them last month. I did end up, I didn't get a full blackout. I was missing 2 prompts, but it wasn't too bad, seeing as I got in 32 books, I think it was, or 35 books, something like that. It was crazy. I'm only going to be doing a Connect 4 type of bingo this time. It's a smaller board. I didn't like a lot of the prompts, and then I don't like how restrictive they are on books. Like, graphic novels don't count unless it actually says graphic novel as a prompt. You can only read books that are 150 pages or more. And there's a couple other rules. I'm not a huge fan of all that. I don't like being restricted on what I'm reading. So, with that out of the way, since I did not finish or even start Melis last month, I am going to be taking a punishment prompt. So what I'm going to be doing is picking 1 extra book to read this month. The way this is working as a punishment is I am not allowed to add this book onto any of my TBRs. This has to be a book solely on its own. Doesn't matter how well it'll work for a TBR, even the Desertathon, which I don't know what my TBR is for that. Like, it could literally be like a same type of prompt. I'm not allowed to use this book. This is a punishment, so I'm not supposed to like be getting anything out of this. So there's that. Also, I am not allowed to DNF this book. No matter how much I'm hating it, I have to finish it. The other thing is, if I own the physical copy of this book, I have to read it. I'm not allowed to do the audiobook. Let's get to this. Let's find out. I am very, very nervous because I do have book prompts in here, and I also have actual like titles to read, and there are a couple of them that are very, very long. A book from one of my want to read videos. This is actually kind of a perfect punishment prompt. So I have done like 5 most intimidating books, 5 books that I want to reread. I've done 5 books that I want to get to before the end of the year, 5 books that I've always meant to get to. I've got a couple of those videos up, so I have to go over that and see which one I want to read. But yeah, I have to go over this and we'll find out what I go for this one. Okay, so for the punishment prompt, once again, this is to read a book that I had mentioned in one of my want to read videos. I've done quite a few of them in the past. I got this one off of the 5 series I would like to start, because why wouldn't I want to start another series? It's, you know, it's not like I don't finish them. I'm going to be going with The Lives of Tao by Wesley Chu. I have been wanting to read this book for about 5 years. I bought it about 5 years ago, and then I put it on my shelf and I never read it. And I always regretted it because I always wanted to. It sounds really cool. We are following the story of a young man. He is an out of shape IT technician, Rowan. He wakes up and starts hearing voices in his head. He naturally assumes he's losing it. He isn't. As of last night, he has a passenger in his brain, an ancient alien life form called Tao, whose race crash-landed on Earth before the first fish crawled out of the ocean. Over a millennia, his people have trained human heroes to be great leaders, to advance our species at a rate far beyond that it would have achieved on its own. Split into 2 opposing factions, the peace-loving but underrepresented Profus and the savage, powerful Genjix. The aliens have been in a state of civil war for centuries. Both sides are searching for a way off planet, and the Genjix will sacrifice the entire human race if that's what it takes. So now Rowan must train to be a hero worthy of his unwanted companion. Like, that's going to end up well. This sounds like it's gonna be really funny, and it's got like a really kind of like a sci-fi feel to it and everything. So yes, but this is one of my physical books. I will be getting to it. I cannot wait. And like I said, this is not allowed to go on any of my other TBRs. I just have to read it. On to what I've read already. So today is the 1st. It is Saturday. I started an audiobook. I'm about halfway through, and that is The Damned by Renee Ahdieh. This is the 2nd book in the Beautiful series. I don't know if that's the name of the series, but The Beautiful is the 1st one. That was a 4, almost 5-star book. I don't remember what I went with it. I think I did go with like a 4.5. I loved it. It was amazing. It's a vampire book. The narrator, like I said, was phenomenal. Like, her voice is just beautiful and seductive. And I loved, like, it was tropey, but it was also really cool. And then the setting of New Orleans, I loved it. So when I got the prompt for vampire on my Desert-a-thon, which was one of the ones that I got out of my TBR jar for a wild card, as soon as I said vampire, I'm like, I want to read the 2nd book because the ending got me super excited. I am not enjoying this at all. Like, it is like, ugh. Everything that was so amazing about the 1st book is just left out on this one. I loved our main character in the 1st one. Our main character, Celine, I adored her. I thought she was such a great kind of like fresh of breath air when it came to a, protagonist. She was really likable, but she still had like her darker moments and stuff. And then I really liked Sebastian, who was the, or Bastion. I think his name's Sebastian, but he goes by Bastion. I really liked his character. He had like the right amount of kind of like the dark brooding, but also I'm actually attracted to this guy type of thing. I liked them together. I can't go too much into this one because it'll spoil things. I am not liking this one that much. We don't get Celine's point of view. This does alternate point of views, but we don't get Celine's point of view until like 25% into this book. And I was just like, what the hell? I loved her. I wanted her. Like, she's supposed to be our main character. I don't like the plot twists in this. It just doesn't feel like the 1st book. A lot of the characters feel a lot more kind of like immature. I do not like one of the main characters. One of the characters in here, I absolutely hated him in the 1st book. And he is like more heavy in this one, and he just creeps me out. Everything about him grosses me out, and he's supposed to be like the nice guy, but he's a nice guy cop, and he's just creepy. And I'm not digging the plot too much on this one. It's just kind of all over the place, and I'm really, really not enjoying it. It's at a 3-star right now. Unless something really amazing happens, I can't see it going above that. I'm hoping it does, but I'm not looking too optimistic at this point. I'm already like 52% through with the book, and I'm just not liking it. So there's that out of the way. This one, I had a really weird day at work where I had a lot of downtime in between doing things, and my boss didn't care if I was reading a book physically. So I read this one. It's not very long. It's like 320 pages, so it wasn't super long, and I do read kind of fast and had like I said, an 8-hour shift. I didn't have very much to do. So I read through this one really fast, and that is The Shadow Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. This is for the prompt on May the Force Read With You for seduction. This is to read a romance. And then this is also on my Pop Sugar. This was also a book for my Pop Sugar challenge, which is the prompt was to pick a prompt from a past Pop Sugar. I went with the prompt, the book at the bottom of your TBR. I had no interest in reading this damn book. Like, I almost unhauled it like a dozen times because I'm like, I know I'm not going to read it, but I don't like to unhaul books that I don't even give a try. So I'm like, let me get to this. I'm just like, when it first came out, the reason I bought it is because when it first came out, it sounded really cool. And then it started getting compared to like The Cruel Prince, and I despise that book. That is a 1-star book. It is one of my least favorite books I've ever finished. But I never let it go, and I'm like, this is literally the book at the bottom of my TBR. So I'm like, let's just get through it. It's not that long. I'll just read it. I finished this book in one shot, and I enjoyed it so much. I was expecting this to be a DNF, okay? I loved everything about this stupid book. I think I enjoyed it so much because my expectations were so low that it would have been kind of hard for it to disappoint me more than that. So when everything was going on in this book, I didn't take it going in thinking it was going to be this super dark, you know, crazy type of book. I wasn't expecting anything from it, and I really, really enjoyed it. We're following the story of a girl named Alessandra. She's, I believe, 16, 17, and she has this plan where she is going to seduce and make the Shadow King fall in love with her so that on their wedding night she can kill him and take over his kingdom because she just wants power. Yes, the plot is super ridiculous. The writing is kind of ridiculous, but it was fun. I was not expecting this to be as fun as it was. I don't know if that's how it was supposed to be, but I found it super tropey and everything, but I liked it. I liked our main character. Alessandra is just a brat. And I mean this in the way of she wants what she wants now. She doesn't care what she has to do to get it. And if you say no to her, she's gonna kill you. Like that's her whole thing. It's just like this whole book, like she kills one person. It's not even a spoiler. It's literally at the beginning of the book. It's like how the book opens. A guy turns her down and she gets angry and she kills him. And anytime anybody pisses her off, she's like, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. But yeah, her whole thing is just that she just wants to kill everybody if they piss her off. Also, I was not expecting this book to be so sex positive. Alessandra likes sex. She is not a blushing virgin. She sleeps with whoever the hell she wants when she wants to. And I liked that. I liked the way the author handled it. And the other thing in here is I really like the friendships she builds, because when she starts out, she's very much of, oh, women are jealous of me. Oh, I don't like other women. And when she gets into court, she does end up making friends. And even the author even had her talk about the fact that, you know what, I used to judge women and I used to not want to be friends with other women because they would be jealous. And she's like, that was stupid. Like, I love these girls now. Like, they're awesome. And age-wise, like, people are kind of all over the place and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it. I liked the romance, especially because Alessandra is just this bratty kind of, I loved her. We would call, she's not a cold-hearted bitch. She's a warm-hearted bitch, and I love it. Like, she's one of my favorite characters in a while. Like, she made me laugh a lot. The way she handled situations. But the romance with the Shadow King, I was expecting him to be like the deep, brooding tough, and he's kind of like this kind of like innocent almost little puppy, and she's just mean. So it was just really funny. But I enjoyed it. I can't get over how much I like this. I'm not going to be unhauling this book anymore. I will keep it on my shelf. I could see myself actually wanting to do a reread of it because I just enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm going with 4 stars. So from a book that I thought was going to be a DNF to a 4-star, that was just fun. I liked how tropey it was. I liked a lot of the characters. The other thing is there was so much kind of going on, and then Alessandra kind of just had me so distracted that I didn't even like really bother guessing like the kind of like the plot twists or like the whodunits type of things in here, which I normally like right away. I'm just like, okay, this is what happened. I didn't even find myself guessing ahead because I was just like so just entertained is what it is. This book was just an entertaining book. You need a fun book every once in a while. This was it. Like I said, I cannot rave about this enough. It was just great. I am excited though. Starting off great. Let's hopefully keep on chugging. I will check in with you guys maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know if I'll check in tomorrow. Depends if I even start this or if I finish The Damned. So if either one of these gets started or finished, I will do an update. If not, I will update definitely on Monday. So check in with you guys later. Bye. Hey loves, here with a Monday update. I didn't get an update yesterday, even though I started 2 new books and I finished another book. I didn't get an update in. My brother and sister-in-law were here and they had their 2 huskies, and then my aunt was here to help fix a gate of ours, and she has a German Shepherd, and we all decided that we were going to try like de-shedding the dogs because it's going to be summer and their coats are just like, they needed to be brushed so bad. One of my brother's dogs though, she is a brat. Like, that's simply the way to put it. Like, if you have to give her a bath, she literally cries like she's dying and you're not even, like, touching her yet. So, trying to de-shed 3 dogs, I ended up cutting my mom's, my brother's, and, I call her my adopted sister because she literally, like, grew up in our house. She was our neighbor across the street. But I cut her 3 people's hair, and then I dyed my sister-in-law's hair, and I dyed my hair. So, yeah. I had a crazy day yesterday, so I didn't get an update in. But I did finish The Damned by Renee Ahdieh. I really enjoyed The Beautiful, like I mentioned. It was a 4.5 star book. It was wonderful. I loved all of it I loved everything about it. The audiobook was amazing. The narrator's voice was beautiful. Oh, this book. I'm going with 2 stars with it. I was so disappointed in it. I knew going in that there was going to be a chance that I wasn't going to be a huge fan of it because a lot of people said they didn't like this one. I hated it. I felt like the atmosphere and everything about this book was so off compared to the first one. The first one was very seductive and dark, and we had the backdrop of New Orleans, and it wasn't over the top. Everything was very subtle about it, and it just worked beautiful. But when it came to this book, oh my goodness gracious, lordy, 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 where do I even start? We don't get our main character until 25% into the book. Like, we don't know what the hell is going on with her or anything. One of the characters, like I mentioned, I absolutely hate his character. I think it's Michael. That sounds wrong, but he's the cop character from the first one. I freaking hated his character in the first one. He creeped me out so bad because of the events that happened in the last book. Everything about him grossed me out in this book because he was taking advantage of a situation. He's supposed to be the nice guy cop. Yeah. I can't say what it is that made him super gross because it literally is the finale for the first book. It's like the big type of moment. So I can't say. The plot was all over the place. The first book was so subtle and beautifully written. This book is just like, okay, we're just going to throw everything at you at once and none of it has to even really make all that much sense. I literally cannot tell you about from the halfway point to almost the ending. I can't even tell you what most of it was going on in that book because I stopped caring because it went over the top. I really can't stand the character Pippa. She's Celine, who is the main character. Her best friend. I cannot stand Pippa. I find everything about her annoying. She's such the goody two-shoe character, but everything about her is just like, I don't want to be around you, like, you're a killjoy. And that's what she comes off of. Like, I can't stand her. And then the fact that she's hiding stuff from Celine because of the first book, I didn't like it. Everybody in this book is, in the first book, Celine is such an independent character. Like, I loved her background. I loved how she handled things. And this book is literally, that falls behind. And all of the characters are deciding what's best for her, which is so out of line from the first book, and I hated it. I did not like this. I also do not know if I'm going to continue the series, because from what I understand, the third book is a lot from Pippa's point of view, and I literally hate that character. I don't care what's going on. All of it felt so just kind of rushed and really disjointed, so I was really, really disappointed in this. I started and finished Fragments of Horror by Junji Ito. This is a short story collection. This is a manga. This is the Under the Dust Jacket cover, and yeah, it's freaking insane. I love his artwork. I'm going with 4 stars. I really wish I wouldn't have read Uzumaki first. Nothing has lived up to that for me so far. All of his books have been 4 stars except Uzumaki, which was a 5 star. I really liked this one. This was on its way to being 5 stars, but one of the stories in here I just didn't care for, like, at all. I wasn't a fan of it. The artwork was cool, but I just didn't care for it. There are some crazy stories in here. We have a story that involves a lady getting very, very intimate with a house. Yeah, you read that. You heard that right. A lady gets very, very intimate with a house. Very weird. I love it. Junji Ito's work is just, it's so over the top and it's fun, and then it's ridiculous, but the addedness of the really horrific artwork just balances out so well that it just makes it for such a unique reading experience. Like I said, there are some really cool stories going on in here. The artwork, like I said, is absolutely insane. How he gets so many just little details in his artwork. But there's some really, really cool stories. There's actually a retelling of one of my favorite urban legends, which is the girl with the red ribbon around her throat. The female character gets changed to a man, and it is a red turtleneck that he is wearing, and it's crazy. I loved it. It's actually the book, that the story that is featured on the very cover of this. But I loved it. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorite urban legends. It has been since I was a little kid. I remember like wanting to wear a red ribbon around my throat when I first heard the story, because I'm like, oh my goodness, it means your head's gonna fall off and everything like that. It was really cool, but the way he handled it in here was awesome. That was probably my favorite in this, but there were some really, really awesome ones. I had a lot of really cool ones, but there was about 2 in here that I wasn't that big of a fan of. If those 2 weren't in here, this definitely would have been a 5-star. So yeah, I cannot wait to get into more of his stuff. I also finally started, I'm not very far in, I'm only 20 pages in, but I did start Malice by John Gwynne. I am loving this already. I really like the writing. That was the thing I was very nervous about, because especially since I am, oh my goodness, I almost dropped my bookmark. When it comes to adult fantasy, sometimes the writing, it feels very stiff to me, and it's why I have found that I like doing the audiobooks for them a lot more, because I can get through the kind of like, especially in the beginning, a lot of the writing feels really stiff while they're still world building. That's not this at all. The writing is actually really easy to get into. I've already met our 4 main characters, I believe. I think I'm missing one. I think I just got to him. Yeah. The chapter I ended on was, the last character that I needed to be introduced into. But I'm interested to see where this is going. We've got magic, we've got giants, and we've got most of our characters, or one of them especially, like really young right now. But I really like the writing style. This seems like it's going to be awesome. So I will check in with you guys probably tomorrow, which will be my Monday. And I have a 6-day week, so this vlog is going to be pretty long this week. And this one was already long, and I'm sorry. So yeah, check in with you guys later. Hey loves, here with a Tuesday update. This should be a quick one. I didn't get all that much reading in. I haven't made really any more progress on Malice. I am super busy at work right now. We're in this kind of crazy purgatory where are we opening fully? Are we not opening fully? We're doing huge menu changes. I'm made 3 different desserts today, and then today was our chef's last day before he goes on paternity leave, so it was just kind of hectic. So I haven't gotten any physical reading all that much in, but I did get an audiobook in. I'm almost done, and that is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. This is for the Desert-a-thon. This was one of my TBR picks. It was for the wild card. I am loving this. This is a horror, and we are following the story of horrific mermaids, and I mean, they are horrific. I love them so much. We are following a group of scientists that have gone out to sea, obviously, to try and find mermaids and prove if they are real or if they're not real, because in the past, one of the other ships had went out, and everyone on there was killed. People just say that there was an accident, but some of the footage did get leaked. So the company that was running the whole kind of thing knew what was going on. So now, years later, they have now sent out another boat to try and find out, are these mermaids real? What really happened, type of thing. We've got a really good cast of characters. We've got a really diverse cast of characters. We've got 2 death characters. We have a autistic character. We have a sapphic romance. We have some truly awful characters where I want them to get eaten. Even the characters I do like, I kind of want them to get eaten, because the horror scenes in here are so well written. I love it. All of the horror scenes with the mermaids are so well written, like I said, and we just, like, they crawl up onto, they're able to, like, get up onto the boats, and they literally, like, shred people apart. They have, like, an eel-like tail, giant claw hands, a simian type of face, really flat chests, and their mouths open so wide that it's described that it looks like their heads were cut in half almost. I love straight horror like that, and every single one of these attacks have been amazing. If you want to really just kind of gory, fast-paced horror with killer mermaids, right here. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm hoping to finish it tonight. If not tonight, then I'll finish it first thing when I get to work tomorrow. So that's all I've got today. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more updates, and hopefully I can talk about Malice some more and I get that in. So that's all for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey loves, here with a Wednesday update. interesting day. I finished a book, I'm halfway through another one, and I have made progress on another book. So yeah, let's get into this. So I did end up finishing Into the Drowning Deep. I wasn't 100% satisfied with the ending, but I did really like this. I'm going to go with 4 stars. This was a really great horror book. I loved the killer mermaids and everything that was in here. I will say some of those characters that I wanted to die just didn't quite die, and I'm like, ugh. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't 100% happy with it, but that's just the way it goes. You're not going to always be happy with the ending, but it was a really good book. So I started my next book. This is my audio book that I'm listening to at work, and that is We Hunt the Flames by Hafsa Faisal. This is a kind of one of going to be those books that I'm literally not going to be able to tell you that much about on how I'm feeling about it. I like parts of it, and then other parts I really don't like. The writing is really beautiful. That is the one thing I will say about this. The writing is absolutely wonderful. It's just the characters I'm kind of having a little bit of trouble with. The plot is fun. Not super unique or anything, but it is a really cool plot. Like, I am interested to see where this is going. We follow different point of views. One of our point of views, Zafira, who is our female, protagonist, I really like her part. I really like her narrative. I like everything that's kind of going on with her. I like her part. She goes undercover as a man, and she hunts and gets food for her, like, town, village, because there's kind of nothing left. All of the magic disappeared from this world. And she's known as the Hunter because everybody thinks that she's actually a man, because women aren't allowed to actually go out and do these things. Women aren't allowed to own businesses, everything like that. You know, women are the very oppressed group here. So she goes out, and she, you know, has kind of built this reputation, and then, like I said, everybody thinks she's a man. And she gets called by this witch to go to this island that nobody has ever gone to and come back from, to try and find this book. And when she finds that book, they're going to be able to bring magic back into the world. And then we have our other point of view, who is the Prince of Death, named Nasir. I really do not like his point of view, and I really can't stand his kind of traveling companion, friend, whoever he is. He's irritating as hell. Like, every single section with this guy is just annoying to me so bad. Like, he's grating on my nerves. And then when it comes to Nasir, I do not really like him all that much. He's very much the brooding, kind of emo-y kind of character. So it's like a really weird balance for me, because I'm really interested in Zafira's point of view. I like everything that's going on with her, and I really like her character and kind of like her struggles. But like I said, the world is really pretty, and the world is really interesting. The plot is pretty cool, and the writing's beautiful. So this is going to be one of those where I'm probably, by the end of it, I'm not going to have any idea what rating to give it, because it's such a weird kind of balance. Also, I got book mail today, which is awesome. I believe these are from my book swap partner for this month. She's totally on top of things. I haven't even, like, looked at her wish list yet. I usually wait till, like, the second week or so of the month to do that. So she's already beaten me to it. But I'm very excited with these. One of them is The Library at Mount Char. I've heard this is a really weird book. That's what made me put it on my wish list. And it has to do with, like, a library. And I love anything that has to do with books or libraries. That's usually one of my favorite subjects when it comes to books. But I've heard this is really weird. Like, you can get kind of confused in this. So I'm hoping this... I like weird. There's good weird, and then there's, like, bunny weird, where I didn't know what the hell I was reading 90% of that book. But I'm hoping this is good. I've heard a lot of really mixed things, but the people that seem to like it seem to absolutely love it. So I'm going in with a very open mind. And there's, like, a battle going on, and people are, like, in this library. One of these people might be God, and this just sounds crazy. Like, this sounds absolutely weird, and like I said, I've heard it's a very strange book, so hopefully it is, and it's a good strange. The other book I got was one that I had literally just put onto my wish list, but it sounded amazing, and that is Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This is a reimagining of Dracula's Bride. This features all of the main characters in here are bisexual and they are in a poly relationship. I believe it's a male, female, female, male relationship, if I'm not mistaken. But we're following the story of one of Dracula's brides. She was turned in, and then it's kind of all of them kind of just fall in love with each other, and I hope there's a lot of blood. But yeah, there we go. That is my quick little update. Check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye! Hey loves, here with a quick Thursday update. I did finish a book and that's really all I have to talk about. It has been so crazy at work. I literally had never made a scone in my life on Monday. Like never before. Now I am like a pro at making scones. All of these menu changes are just crazy and everything, and yeah. I did finish my audiobook today. That was all I really got in, and it took me a lot longer than I would have liked to get through it, just for the fact that I had to keep stopping what I was doing because a lot of like meetings, like going over everything on what, you know, what our game plan is. And that is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal. This kills me to say, but I'm going with 2 stars. This was like a 2.5, very, very, very low 3. I really loved the writing. The writing is absolutely beautiful, and I really love our main character, Zafira. I really, really liked her character. It was just every single male character in here I hated. I didn't like the romance at all when I saw where it was going. It was just no go for me at all. I just absolutely hated that. But mine is, I can't even remember the guy's name, but he's the one that came along with the Prince of Death. Prince of Death is the most emo freaking character I've came. Oh my goodness, I could not deal with the amount of like self-loathing, and it just got really repetitive is what it is. It just got on my nerves. And then, like I said, I don't even remember the dude's name, but it's like his partner that came with him. I hated that character. He is one of my least favorite characters in all of literature. He irritated me from beginning to end. So this is one of those ratings where it is a lot of just me. Like, I understand why people really like this. Like I said, the writing is beautiful. I absolutely love our main character. The story was pretty great as well. The pacing in here is really weird though. That was another issue I had, is that it starts off super slow, and then it picks up and it gets exciting, and then it dips down a lot and gets super, super slow again. And then it picks up again, and then it goes down. It's just like, the whole thing is just like this for me, and I kept losing focus with it. I'm not sure if I will read the sequel or not. I'm not really that interested, and I honestly gotta say, by around like the 75% mark, I almost DNF'd it because I was so irritated with the characters. This is the one that you take with a grain of salt, because a lot of this is me. But that is it for now. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Take care. Hey loves, here with a Friday update. I am honestly exhausted from work. But yeah, I did start my audiobook. I'm halfway through it and I am absolutely loving it. It is about the only thing that really kept me chugging along during my day, because let me tell you, I am exhausted. And that is Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. This is the second book in the Gentleman Bastards series. I am absolutely loving this. It's so good. It's really funny. It sticks with the same type of humor and everything as The Lies of Locke-Lamora, which was a 5-star book for me. I adored it. I love the characters of Locke-Lamora, as well as his best friend, Jean. They have such a good balance between the two, as well as having one of my favorite friendships. These are two guys that, you know, they see each other as brothers, they love each other, they care about each other, and they're both not going to put up with each other's bullshit, which I really, really like. These books are so funny. I was not expecting these books to be as funny as they were. This one has to do with kind of, we're doing a high seas type of con going on here. It's like Pirates meets Ocean 11 going on right now, and I'm loving it. There are so many, like, Scott Lynch knows how to have multiple plot lines, but each one of them blend into each other so well that I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel any of that info dumping or anything. Like, I understand everything that's going on, even though we're not going completely linear. I really like it. I can't wait to see the many, many plots that Locke, Lamora, and John have found themselves in, and how the hell they're going to get out of all of them. But it's just a really good time. I fully recommend this series. Go in very open, because it's probably a lot different than what you thought. I'm really excited to see how everything plays out, though, in the end, because they're known as the Gentleman Bastards, but honestly, they're the most unluckiest lucky bastards on the planet. I adore these. I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye! Hey loves, here with a Sunday update. Yeah, this is my second time filming this little intro. I managed to pull off a whole bunch of energy out of nowhere. I'm exhausted. My camera wasn't filming. So, this is going to be a less enthusiastic intro to today. I am absolutely exhausted. Today is my, finally, my Friday at work. As you know, 6-day week. I'm freaking exhausted. I just want to lay down, read, relax, and probably fall asleep. Let's be fully honest with each other here. I am tired. But yeah, let's get into this, and hopefully I can pull off some sort of energy here. Happy Mother's Day though to all the moms out there. I hope you had a wonderful and special day. My mom made me a Mother's Day gift, since I am a fur baby mom, and she made me this really cute little succulent. I don't know if my camera is going to catch it, but yeah, it's got 3 little succulents and these little seashells, and it's got this really cute little bees and flower pot, and the flamingo is because flamingos are my mom's absolute favorite, and she said it's so that I can stare at it on my desk and think about her every time I see it. I see her every day, but yeah. I like it. It's so cute. But yeah, so no update yesterday. I did finish a book, but I was so exhausted by the time I got home. I literally like laid on the couch with my grandma and we watched the 2nd season of Selena. That was my day. I felt bad not actually like going outside and spending it with my mom, but I was so tired. I'm done. I never want to see another scone in my frickin' life. I don't like scones. But after making the amount of scones that I have now made, I'm done. I'm sick of them. And this is only the first week. We haven't even like officially rolled them out. I'm just getting all my prep work done. So yeah, I've got like a month worth of scones that I get to still do for the rest of the month, and I already hate them. So let's get in some books though, so I can wrap this up and maybe get some reading in before I totally like crash out. I did end up finishing Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. This is the 2nd book in the Gentleman Bastards series, and it was 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. It was so much fun. Beginning to end, I absolutely loved it. I love the fact that Scott Lynch is able to have so many different plot points, plot lines going on at once, because we have a heist. We've got our 2 boys, Locke, Lamora, and Jean, getting into a whole bunch of trouble. They both just keep getting kidnapped and like taken to secret meetings, and they're just like, dude, come on, man, you guys can just like buy us a drink and we'd gladly meet up with you. Or they keep getting threatened to do these jobs and stuff, and it's like they're all literally, all anybody has to do is pay us. We're thieves. If you pay us, we'll do the job for you. But people keep just not doing that. These poor guys. I absolutely love Locke, Lamora and Jean's friendship. It is honestly one of my favorite friendships that I have came across in a book in a while. Like, they are 2 people that just, they love each other, they respect each other, and they'll both kick each other's ass if they feel like the other one's being stupid. They have a very balanced friendship, and I love it. I really, it's like the star for these books for me is their friendship. But we've got pirates in here. Like I said, we have a heist. We've got life and death situation for them. There's so much. We've got, who the hell can we trust? Can we trust anybody? I don't know. But it was so great. And the fact that one of the pirate like captains, she's a woman, she's a mother, and I loved her. She is such a freaking cool character. And the fact that she like has her kids like with her on the ship, because she straight up tells them like, you know, if people judge her for it, like, how is me having them on this ship any different than me leaving them or raising them in these towns where anything can happen to them, anything can happen here. Like, I love it, the way they're balanced, the way we do see her as an actual mom. It's not just, hey, I have kids and we never see them. Like, no, she actually, like, is a mother, and I loved it. It felt like a really perfect book for right now. But it's just so much fun. I can't get too much into it because I feel like I could possibly spoil one, something, or two, anything from the first book. But Scott Lynch also knows how, he like has me cracking up so much, and he also knows how to like tear out my heart by the end of these books, and it's so good. The ending got me messed up. I need to get into the third book as soon as possible because I need to know what the hell's gonna happen, because we're left with a huge kind of cliffhanger, and I'm just like, what the hell's going to happen? And then the only thing is, I don't know if I want to get into the next book so fast because there's no fourth book. It's like, it's another one of those, hey, we might end up waiting 20 years for the next book, but I want to know what's going to happen. Like, it's just such a fun series. But yeah, I loved it though. I started yesterday. I finished that like near the end of my shift. I think I had like almost 2 hours left of my shift. So I ended up starting the hugest book that I've got, and that is Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. And holy crap, I listened to that all day today and then a couple hours yesterday, and I'm only like 15% into this book. But there's so much happening. I love the fact that we have so many different characters and we're learning more about certain characters, especially the way this book opened up. We're finding out more about one of the characters who, throughout this whole thing, I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't be using names, but the fact that one of these characters has always been seen as kind of like this martyr, and like he was this, you know, amazing person, and slowly through the books we found out more and more about him and that he was kind of an ass. And in the opening is here, I was like, screw this guy. I am so glad I already know what happened to him, because on him. But yeah, I love Yasna Kholin. She is freaking amazing. She's so innovative and just such a refreshing character. And Shallan is back on my good side. I love the way Shallan's story is kind of developing and everything, and I'm really curious to see how this is all going to play out. But yeah, this is such a long book. I'm going to hopefully get it in the audiobook when I can, because I really want to try and finish this as fast as I can, just for the fact that how long it is, and I know it's going to take me a while, and that's nothing else I'm going to be able to listen to while I'm doing this. But I am really liking it. I'm really curious to see how all of these things are going to play out, because I'm so attached to all of these characters, and the fact that there's like more and more characters constantly getting introduced. I haven't made all that much more progress though in Malice. I'm slowly getting there. I am really, really liking this. I just think the problem is that I am hitting what I call genre drain, which is just, I've been reading so many fantasies and a lot of adult fantasies and just fantasy in general that I just feel like I need to break this up now, because I'm just like getting a little like slumpy. Not like, I would say slumpy with it. It's just because it's so much fantasy going on at once. I need to take a break from it. I usually tend to break up my books pretty well, and this month I just kind of didn't, and I just kind of reading what I grabbed, and I definitely need a break from fantasy. So I think I'm going to put this on hold just for right now. I am going to finish it. I fully want to. I am really enjoying it, but between this and Rhythm of War, and then I just feel like I need something to break these two books up. So I decided to go with the only contemporary that I have, but I'm really, really excited for it. So I'm going to start this as soon as I finish actually filming this. I'm going to lay down and get into this one, and that is the Meet Cute Diaries. I want something just really fun, super easy. So I'm going to put Malice on hold just right now, just so I can maybe, even if I just get like halfway through this and then pick up Malice again, I just need to break up all this fantasy. So that wraps up this week. Once again, I'm Bobby. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up, subscribe. I would love to know any books that you have read this week, or what are you currently reading? How are you liking your current books for this week? Let me know these things. So take care, happy reading, and bye!